Japanese longevity doctors have identified one sitting position that accelerates aging faster than smoking, and 93% of Americans do it for 8 hours every single day. This isn't about how much you sit, it's about how you sit, and the damage is reversible. Picture this. An 85-year-old Japanese woman lowers herself gracefully to the floor, sits cross-legged through an entire meal, then stands up without using her hands. Now picture the average 65-year-old American struggling to get out of a cushioned chair, hunched forward, gripping the armrests for support. The difference isn't genetics, it's one specific sitting habit that's been silently destroying your body. Researchers at Tokyo University Hospital compared traditional floor sitters versus chair sitters. The results shocked the medical community. Chair sitters showed biological aging markers equivalent to smoking 10 cigarettes per day. We're talking about accelerated disc degeneration, muscle atrophy, and postural collapse. Here's what makes this terrifying. You can't see the damage happening. Your hip flexors are shortening right now. Your glutes are forgetting how to activate. Your spine is compressing under unnatural pressure. But Japanese longevity doctors discovered the damage isn't permanent. There's a specific protocol that reverses years of sitting damage in 12 minutes per day. Before we go further, try sitting on the floor cross-legged right now. Can you get down comfortably? Can you sit upright without pain? Drop a comment and tell me. Could you do it? Just yes or no. And if you care about aging well, hit subscribe. Today, I'm breaking down exactly what this dangerous sitting habit is and the 5-step Japanese protocol that reverses it. Let me show you what's happening inside your body right now. Here's what Japanese orthopedic surgeons call it, the 90-degree disease. And if you're sitting in a chair right now, you have it. The dangerous habit isn't sitting itself, it's sitting in chairs with your hips locked at a 90-degree angle. Your thighs parallel to the ground, your back against support, your body locked into one fixed position. This seems normal because you've done it your entire life, but normal doesn't mean natural. When your hips stay bent at 90 degrees, your hip flexor muscles are constantly shortened. These muscles run from your lower spine through your pelvis to your thigh bone. In a chair, they're never fully lengthened. Over time, they physically shorten. Your body adapts to the position you spend the most time in. When your hip flexors shorten, they pull your pelvis forward, creating anterior tilt that collapses your posture. At the same time, your glutes completely shut off. Your gluteal muscles are designed to fire when your hip extends, when you stand, when you move. But sitting removes any reason for them to work. Researchers call this gluteal amnesia. Your largest, most powerful muscles literally forget how to activate. When your glutes stop working, everything else compensates. Your lower back takes the load, your hamstrings overwork, your knees suffer. Japanese doctors noticed this pattern studying Western patients compared to traditional floor sitters. Floor sitting requires active muscle engagement. Your core stabilizes your spine. Your hips move through varied angles. But chair sitting? Your muscles go dormant. The chair does all the work. The average American sits in chairs for 12 to 15 hours daily. Every one of those hours trains your body into dysfunction. Even expensive ergonomic chairs still lock you into the 90-degree trap. Chairs became standard furniture only in the last 200 years. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans sat on the ground, we squatted, we knelt, we moved between positions constantly. Our bodies evolved for that variability. Here's the deception. Sitting in a chair feels comfortable because your body has adapted. But comfort doesn't equal health. Most people ignore the warning signs: lower back stiffness, tight hips, knee pain, difficulty getting up from the floor, forward head posture. These aren't separate problems. They're all symptoms of chair sitting restructuring your body. This isn't static. Every year you sit this way, the damage deepens. Now let me show you exactly what's happening inside your body, hour by hour. Japanese researchers mapped the exact timeline of how chair sitting ages you. The first changes happen in just 20 minutes. 0 to 30 minutes. Your hip flexors immediately begin shortening. Your glutes enter hibernation mode. Complete deactivation. Your core muscles stop stabilizing your spine because the chair back does that job, and the pressure on your intervertebral discs increases by 40% when you sit versus when you stand. 40% more compression on the cushions between your vertebrae. 1 to 3 hours. The cascade accelerates. Your shortened hip flexors start pulling on your pelvis, tilting it forward. That anterior pelvic tilt forces your lumbar spine into excessive curve, compressing the lower vertebrae. Those compressed vertebrae pinch nerves. Blood flow to your legs drops by 15% because the backs of your thighs are compressed against the chair. Those deep stabilizer muscles along your spine, they're already starting to atrophy. 3 to 8 hours. Your typical workday. Your fascia, the connective tissue wrapping your muscles, begins forming adhesions. It's literally gluing your muscles into the shortened position. Your thoracic spine starts rounding forward. That's the upper back hump you see in elderly people. Your neck compensates by jutting forward. For every inch your head moves forward from neutral, it adds 10 pounds of pressure on your cervical spine. Gluteal amnesia is fully established. Even when you stand and try to use your glutes, other muscles compensate instead. Daily repetition over weeks and months. Your body remodels tissue to accommodate whatever you do most. Your hip flexors physically shorten. They lose sarcomeres, the contractile units inside muscle fibers. Your posterior chain systematically weakens. Your balance deteriorates. Your movement patterns become compensatory. Years of accumulation. The damage becomes visible. That forward slump everyone recognizes as old age. Belly protrusion even in thin people. Difficulty standing upright without pain. Loss of hip internal rotation. Knee and ankle problems. And that shuffle walk where elderly people can barely lift their feet? That's not age. That's decades of chair sitting. A landmark study compared 70-year-old lifelong chair sitters with 70-year-old traditional floor sitters in Japan. Floor sitters maintained hip mobility within 10% of their 20-year-old baseline. Chair sitters had lost 60%. Here's the good news. There is no point of no return. Even after 50 years of chair sitting, the protocol I'm about to show you reverses the damage. The Japanese have been avoiding this trap for centuries. Let me show you how. Walk into any traditional Japanese home, and you'll notice something missing. Chairs. This isn't tradition for tradition's sake. It's longevity engineering. Japanese floor-sitting culture didn't survive for centuries because it's quaint. It survived because it works. Tatami rooms designed for floor-level living. Seiza position maintained during formal meals. Zazen meditation practiced on cushions. Every single one of these cultural practices trains the body to stay mobile, strong, and independent. But here's what most people misunderstand. Japanese people don't just sit in one position on the floor. They naturally vary throughout the day. Seiza, where you kneel with your weight on your heels. Agura, the simple cross-legged position. Yokozuwari, side-sitting with legs folded to one side. Sonkyo, a deep squat that opens the hips completely. This constant variation means no muscle group stays shortened too long. No joint stays locked in one angle. Think about what this requires. Getting down to the floor demands hip mobility, leg strength, and core control. Sitting upright without back support forces your postural muscles to stay active. Getting back up? That's a full-body exercise every single time. Japanese people do this dozens of times per day. Studies measuring metabolic expenditure found something remarkable. Floor sitters burn 20 to 30% more calories daily compared to chair sitters, not from formal exercise. Just from micro-movements of position changes and the effort of getting up and down. That's an extra 200 to 300 calories burned every day from simply sitting differently. There's another benefit. Proprioception. That's your body's ability to sense where it is in space. Floor sitting constantly challenges your balance and spatial awareness. You have to engage stabilizer muscles. Adjust your weight distribution. This keeps your nervous system sharp. Chair sitting removes all of that. Even in modern Japan, where Western furniture has become common, certain practices remain unchanged. Shoes removed at the door, sitting on the floor for tea, children doing homework on low tables. These patterns preserve function. Japanese longevity researchers have correlated floor-sitting habits with maintained mobility in elderly populations. People who regularly sit on the floor and practice getting up and down maintain independence longer, experience fewer falls, and report higher quality of life in their 70s, 80s, and beyond. There's even a specific test called the sitting rising test. You start standing, lower yourself to sitting on the floor, then stand back up without using your hands, knees, or forearms. Studies tracking thousands of people found that your score on this simple test predicts longevity better than most conventional health markers. You don't need to throw out every chair, you just need to undo the specific damage chair sitting has caused and restore natural function. I'm going to show you the exact 5-step protocol Japanese doctors use to reverse chair sitting damage. Japanese orthopedic rehabilitation specialists developed this exact sequence to restore natural function. It takes 12 minutes and addresses every system chair sitting has damaged. Step 1. Hip flexor release. Get into a low lunge position with your back knee on the ground. Your front foot should be flat, knee bent at 90 degrees. Push your hips forward gently while keeping your torso completely upright. You should feel a deep stretch in the front of your hip on the back leg side. Hold this position for 60 to 90 seconds per side. The most common mistake? Arching your lower back. Keep your spine neutral. The stretch should be isolated in your hip flexor. As you progress, add an arm raise overhead on the same side as your back leg for deeper stretch. Step 2. Glute reactivation. Lie on your back with knees bent and feet flat. Before you lift your hips even 1 inch, consciously squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. Only then, lift your hips off the ground. Hold at the top for 5 full seconds, maintaining that squeeze, then lower with control. Do 3 sets of 12 repetitions with 5-second holds. If you feel this primarily in your hamstrings or lower back, you're doing it wrong. Reset and focus on glute contraction first. Step 3. Thoracic extension reset. Place a foam roller horizontally under your shoulder blades and lie back over it. Let your upper back gently arch over the roller. Take 5 deep breaths in this extended position. Move the roller to 3 different positions along your upper back. 5 breaths in each position. This directly opposes the hunched forward posture from sitting. Step 4. Deep squat hold. Get your feet shoulder-width apart, toes slightly pointed out. Sink your hips down between your legs into a full deep squat with heels flat on the ground. If you can't achieve this, hold onto a door frame for support. Start with 30-second holds. Work up to 3 to 5 minutes. This position restores mobility through your entire kinetic chain simultaneously. Step 5. Floor transition practice. Practice getting down to the floor and back up without using your hands. Start standing, lower to kneeling, sit on the floor, reverse to stand back up. Use minimal hand support at first, then progressively reduce. Practice 5 to 10 transitions. Your ability to get up from the floor independently is one of the strongest predictors of longevity. Now you know the 5 steps. Let me show you exactly how to integrate this into your daily life. Japanese longevity doctors don't expect you to abandon chairs. They expect you to neutralize the damage. Here's the minimum effective dose. The morning reset is your foundation. 12 minutes immediately after waking, 2 minutes for hip flexor release, 60 seconds per side. 3 minutes for glute bridges, 3 sets of 12 with 5-second holds. 2 minutes for thoracic extension over your foam roller, 5 breaths in 3 positions. 3 minutes holding a deep squat, 2 minutes practicing floor transitions, 5 to 10 repetitions. The consistency rule is non-negotiable. Daily practice for 30 days to establish a new baseline. Your body needs repetition to relearn these patterns. Hit 30 consecutive days, and these movements become automatic. You can do this in your pajamas. No gym clothes required. No equipment except a foam roller or rolled towel. The immediate benefit? You'll feel taller and move easier within 1 week. The hourly micro reset. Every 60 to 90 minutes during sitting periods, interrupt the damage cascade. Stand up. Perform 10 squats. Hold a 30-second deep squat. That's the minimum. 2 minutes max. Set a timer on your phone. Treat it like medication, because functionally, that's what it is. You're dosing yourself with movement to counteract the poison of prolonged sitting. The evening wind-down is optional, but powerful. 5 minutes of floor sitting in varied positions while you watch TV or read. Switch between seiza, cross-legged, and side-sitting every minute. This maintains the mobility gains from your morning reset. Make it a household practice if you have family. Once per week, add the weekend challenge. Spend 30 minutes doing any activity while floor sitting. Read a book, play a game, have a conversation. This rebuilds comfort with floor positions. Each month, retest your ability to get up from the floor without using your hands. This is your progress marker. The progress timeline is predictable if you're consistent. Week 1, the morning routine feels easier. Week 2, standing from chairs feels lighter. Week 4, your posture improves visibly. Week 8, the deep squat becomes comfortable. Week 12, you can rise from the floor without hand support. This isn't about perfection. It's about direction. Now let me tie this all together and show you what this really means for your future. The difference between an 80-year-old who needs help getting dressed and one who's still gardening isn't genetics. It's this daily choice. Most people lose independence not from disease, but from accumulated dysfunction. The best time to fix this was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. This isn't complicated. 12 minutes in the morning. 2-minute resets every hour. Your body wants to move properly. You've been preventing it. You wouldn't smoke 10 cigarettes a day. Stop sitting like you do. Can you get up from the floor without using your hands? Comment yes or no. If we get 500 comments, I'll release advanced Japanese floor sitting variations. Hit subscribe. Every day you sit in chairs, you age. Every day you do this protocol, you reverse it.